Hey guys, what's up? So, hadn't really figured out a title of this video yet. It'll probably just be a culmination of the things I talk about after this video. If you want me to break some of these components down and talk about them in a little more depth, I can. The purpose of this video is to bring a little more light and clarity to Genesis, to the Trinity, to the triangle symbolism with the occult, to the chakras, to the 7 candlesticks, the 7 churches, the church age, the sun, the moon, the earth, what they are and what are their purposes in this matrix, and what the matrix is, how our reality is played out through our conscious and the collective conscious, and how they influence it. So I'm going to be answering and going through a lot of stuff in this, guys. Okay, it's going to get deep. I'm going to turn this camera around for a minute. I have a dry erase board that I'm going to use to help illustrate some things. Okay, I don't have a tripod. I don't have anything to set my camera on per se, so I'm just going to set it up the best I can, and I hope you can see this, guys, and I'll try to get something a little better in the future. Okay, so I'm going to turn this camera around real quick because I want to show you some things I'm going to talk about first before I start drawing the illustrations of and getting into really just the meat and potatoes of it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this around. So I'm gonna be going over Isaiah 14:24, which that was the Lord letting us know that he said, as I thinketh, so shall it be. So as I thought, as I had a thought, so shall it be, and as I had purpose. So this will tie into what I'm going to demonstrate. In Genesis, the very beginning of Genesis, Elohim, he separated the light from the dark, and that was by his doing. And so it's true when he says he did it. But we have to realize who the Elohim is and who it was that was doing the creating, which I'll get into. I'm going to go over in more detail. Day, what I found interesting when looking this word up, is one of its meanings hidden in the middle. Most people wouldn't look at is age. That's going to play a key role here and is very interesting. Night is ladder, spiral, step, or winding ladder. I found that extremely interesting as well, guys, and you can look this up for yourself, just using a concordance and looking up that word night in Genesis and finding out what it means. That's very interesting. Remember Jacob's ladder. Just keep that in mind with this. Okay, the Trinity, and these 3 circles will come into play later when I'm drawing it out, but I'm going to get into depth. Speaking mainly on this system, guys. Okay, this system, I want to help you understand this system, so I'm going to be tying these to this system and how it's mocked the Trinity and separated them. Okay, triangle symbolism. Why does the Illuminati and a lot of the music industry people, and I have never spoke to Derek Bros on this, but I would love to get his insight. So if anyone wants to pass this video along to him or tell him that I would love to talk with him, or if he wanted to put a video out on just his understanding of the triangle, or if he would, since he was an insider, let's just say, not saying he was connected with the occult or anything like that. I'm saying since he worked in the music industry, maybe he could give us a little deeper insight into if he knows why the occult used that so much. I'm going to explain what was revealed to me, and that's it. The Jewish 7 candlestick, I'm going to be going over the significance of this and their God, and why it's significant to them and their God, and how it connects with the 7 earth ages, the 7-day creation, night, why day means age, the 7 chakras and how they connect to the 7 candlesticks and the 7 realms. Okay, I'm gonna flip this camera back around, okay guys, so I can make sure I can see. You ready? Alright, so we'll set it up kind of like that. I don't care if you see me or not. You don't need to see me. And I have to have my phone kind of like this, guys, because of the charger. Let me see if I can move this a little closer. Oh, great. Good. Y'all don't need to see me. I don't care if you see me or not. So, I guess I'll probably use black. It's the easiest to see. So, this whole reality, guys, this whole matrix system is being played out and projected through fragments of beings. Okay, I'm gonna bend down for a second just so I can see. It's being played out through fragments of beings, 2 beings, the 2 witnesses on the end. Remember, at the end, when you get to the end, you'll find the beginning, and in the beginning, you'll find the end. The 2 witnesses, the 2 brothers, Cain and Abel, Enki and Enlil. This system is really being played out between them. No one can go up against the Father. I don't think anyone would be that stupid. And if you go into the Nag Hammadi scriptures, you'll read where the creator and ruler of this world, Yaldabaoth, was created in secret. Okay, so this is all going to tie into the 7 chakras, the 7 candlesticks, realities, realms, dimensions, everything. I'm going to get into that. So, let me explain this system, okay? And why it's so important, and the triangle plays into it, okay? I'm gonna post as the picture for this video something the Father allowed me to witness and take a picture of 2 weeks ago, and I posted on my Facebook and posted in Discord in the Global Witness, as well as the Raven Rock Ranch, I believe. And that was a picture of, yeah, you can see all the chemtrails and stuff, but it was a picture of a huge rainbow halo around the sun, and in the middle of that was a triangle, and you'll be able to see it, and that's what I'll post as the picture for this video. So this is what initiated this, guys. The Father told me as I was getting some revelation on this yesterday, that he sparked it. He sparked that download with that visual that he allowed me to see with my eyes of the rainbow halo and the pyramid. Let me draw a big pyramid here for you to see. Good, you can see that good. The pyramid is special to the occult because, just like we've been telling you, many of us have, that the enemy has corrupted everything. So any number, any symbol, anything like that that belongs to the enemy originally belonged to the Father. Okay, and they corrupted it. That's your as above, so below. Let me draw something right here, which I'll draw another pyramid, another pyramid. So I'm just going to put this in realms that we can understand, in pictures that we can understand, guys. Okay, it's way deeper than that, but this, our mind can only understand so much right now. Okay, guys. So this is the enemy's kingdom. I'll put an E for enemy, and this is the Father's kingdom. Okay. That's why Scripture says, as above, so below, and everything in the enemy's kingdom is just a mirror, a type, a shadow of the Father's, okay? Because he went off the Father's kingdom, and what he saw when the Father revealed himself from the higher realms, he went off just that glimpse of what he saw, creating, you know, this matrix, false reality. So how was it set up? How does the sun, the moon, and the earth come into play in this unholy trinity, guys? That's what it is an unholy trinity. Okay? So let me grab another color. I'll grab red, and we'll do the sun. Okay. I'll do blue for the moon and green for the earth. And then let's put a big moon. Sun. Earth. Funny. Earth belongs to the enemy. Okay? I didn't plan that. It's just funny to me. Okay. So, for those of you that do know and are in the know, we know that the Pentagon and stuff met with Congress to talk about stuff that had to do with the moon. We know that they've never been back to the moon, guys. We know that they said they lost that technology. This is all stuff that you can find there that all NASA people have said. I mean, even a NASA astronaut said they lost that technology and it'd be too hard to get it back. So what's the deal with that, man? I mean, that should be a jump point, right? If we're going to go to Mars or we're going to go to any other planet, then why not get out of our atmosphere where there's a lot of resistance and create a spot on the moon where they can just jump point off. They can fly from here to the moon, chill, whatever, load up, get ready, go from there. No resistance, no atmosphere to go through. Makes no sense, right? That's because they were told not to come back. They were told not to come back by Satan. Satan is the son of Lucifer, okay? Made charge. Lucifer has princes, just like the Father has princes, and it tells you in your Bible, guys, because the Bible's written from the vantage point of the enemy. I've been telling you this. I'm not saying the Bible's bad. I love the Bible, okay? It's chocked full of truth and knowledge, okay, as well as the lie, okay? And there's no better way to understand the truth than to fully understand the lie. And we'll all understand that here soon, that the Bible was written to create control, okay? Its original intentions. There's tons of truth in there. Christ is very real, but you gotta come to grips. And if you're just new stumbled onto my channel, you might want to watch some other videos. Check out the Global Witness and stuff. They do. He does a great job at explaining this stuff. Derek does. Okay, so this is just what I was shown, guys. Okay, I'm not getting this information from anybody else. I just want to share it to you, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, this whole system, sun, moon, earth, this whole universe, guys, that exists, because this is a third dimensional plane. So there's existence and realities and beings that live inside of this reality, but this is still the lower realms, guys. This is the lower chakras, okay? So the chakras and the 7 candlesticks, okay? So what I'll do is this. You got, this is the candlestick, and you got the center flame, and then you have 3 that come off of it, okay? Let me grab this because this is a little smaller and I want y'all to understand this and see this. Okay, so this is why this is how they also worship their God, okay? And pay homage to the creator of this world, which is the enemy, the mirror image of the Father. The upside down is what they called it in Stranger Things on Netflix. And the underworld, Sheol, that's what this is. Okay? Sheol. That's where this is. Sheol. Earth. Sheol. Land of the dead. Okay? This represents their God, Yaldabaoth. Okay? He sits at the closest, most tightest inner circle of the lower chakras. Think of these right here as realms, as dimensions, okay? These lower 4 realms and dimensions are all ruled by the enemy, okay? You cannot get to these upper 3 without Christ. You can't. So until Christ came, until there was a law, you know, there was no sin. And until Christ came, no one could send any higher than heart. to the fourth dimension? No one, because Yaldabaoth rules that. Satan rules that. Okay, that's where he was cast down to, guys. When he divided the light from the dark, he created his own prison. Okay, he imprisoned himself when he divided the light from the dark, and the first earth age came about. Okay, and then this represents the 7 churches, which are the 7 churches, representing also the 7 spirits of the creator of this world. Okay, and that's what it says in Revelations, guys, right? It says that he'll give them his 7 spirits. Okay, but remember, it says in the Old Testament that if a house has been cleansed and one has been cast out, that he'll come back with 7 more, the 7 that are more powerful than him. Okay, so why is he going to go in? He ain't going to do no damage. The 7 that are more powerful that are going to count. Okay, so I'm doing those flames because that's the center, that's the 4th, that's the heart chakra, that's the highest humanity could get to since their imprisonment. And that represents 1 realm, 2, 3, 4. Do you see how it's hidden in plain sight? Now, really, there's even more than 7. There's 12, which is another video, and I don't care to get into that right now, but the 12 has been proven through science and everything. There's 12 dimensions, 12 densities. So, but I don't care. I want you to understand these lower 4 that we all can achieve, right? But we cannot ever get any higher without Christ. This is why Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I will show you how to live. I'll show you, you'll be persecuted by this matrix system, which I'm getting ready to explain. Okay, I'll show you who the ruler of this world, Earth, is. Okay, this is also why in the Matrix, right? Neo went to go see the architect who lives in the moon. That's what you're getting ready to find out, guys. The moon is like the Death Star from Star Wars. Okay, it's an object, and I'm going to explain what it is. But it's the throne of Satan, seated high above the congregation, okay, in the high places. Okay, that's he's getting ready. That war's being played out right now. I told y'all, since September 23rd, 2017, when the great sign in the heavens, that's when the war started. Okay, now what's also interesting about the seven days of creation, okay, is that when Yaldabaoth created, he created 7 archangels that are over top of everybody. Okay, it's all him. The whole Bible points to him. But when you have eyes to see and ears to hear, and you have awakened, okay, to who you are, and you know the truth, then you're set free from this, in which I'm about to explain. All of the scripture makes sense, every bit of it, and you understand that that book is to get you to worship the man in the moon. Okay? Why do you think they write songs about that? Because they know the dark side of the moon, the hidden spaces. Okay, there's other scripture I can look up, guys, to show you that it's all written in the original language. Okay, let me try to do this just like this, because you don't need to see me, I want you to see this. So, we all vibrate at frequency, guys, right? We're the lowest density. This is where molecules and density makes matter stick together. The lower chakra, root, or another word for it would be order, as it can be seen too. I wrote these down because it's just what I looked up, but it's order is the lowest one. Okay, all frequency vibration. Nikola Tesla was killed because of this, guys, because he understood, and he said, if you understand the numbers 3, 6, and 9, which again, remember, represent this system, they have all good. The duality aspect is that it's all good too. It has a good meaning, but I'm speaking of this system right now. And if you understood frequency and magnetics and vibration, you can understand everything on this system. Okay, I've been telling y'all too that we operate as a collective consciousness, and that this whole war is being played out between 2 beings. Let me just do this. This would be kind of you know, ghostly little beings. I don't mean for it to be that. But I'm not an artist, guys. So here are two beings, right? Yaldabaoth was made, created this world. Matthew 13 tells us good seed, bad seed, one from the Father, one from the enemy. The seed was himself. The enemy broke off and fractaled himself out and sowed bad seed. The Father fractaled himself out. This is why all the little pieces of light exist in the children that are his in this system. And you can tell the children and the fruit that belong to the enemy that exist in the system, they're all one people being played out, guys. Because, you know, we all make up the one, right? Christ said, I'm the head, you are the body, it's all one being. You make up me, I make up you. Okay? Fractaled out. No, it's hard for some people to understand, but that's the truth. That's the way it is. He took a piece of light. He took a piece of light of himself, the Father did, and shined it through, let's say, the crystalline structure, just to help us conceptualize this. And that one light, just like Pink Floyd put it on their cover. They tell you everything, guys. Fractaled out into his seed. The enemy fractaled himself out in here, bad seed, because he's the light bearer. Okay? He can't steal the Father's light, but the Father gave him light to bear and the ability to shine it. Okay? Does that make sense? We know about Nibiru, Planet X system, whatever. That it's really entities, okay, guys? That's what it really is, and you'll understand later. I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to say is this. The enemy vibrates at low frequencies, guys. These are low vibrational frequencies. High vibrational frequencies, low. The enemy operates at low. Since we're a collective consciousness, there's a consciousness that exists outside this whole system called the ethos, and it's a collective consciousness information. You can get and tap into that information faster than any quantum computer ever could to know anything, because that's where we exist at a consciousness level, at the purest form, thought. This is where it's vibrated. What did the enemy do? He made a worldwide web around this existence. A worldwide web that the internet's existed for eons, dude, forever. This is the false web, the World Wide Web that we get trapped into. Christ said, I'll make you fishers of what? Men. Okay? Satan's a fisherman of men too. His throne's right here, and that's how he traps us in the system with the World Wide Web. People nowadays, what do they go to? Well, what does Google say? What does Google say? What does Google say? Everything is external and not having you look internal, okay? So we're a collective consciousness. We're birthed into this system. How does the moon come into play, and how it projects reality onto the earth? And how does Satan, since he's not omnipresent like the Father, how does he know what every consciousness is thinking? Okay? And how does our consciousness shape reality? Okay? The enemy influences and changed the way we perceived and understood, okay? Gets a signal from the sun. I need a different color. Let's do purple. Gets a signal from the sun, guys. Okay? Let's do that radio wave signal. Tells the moon. The moon in the book of Enoch gets charged by the sun with light. Light is information, right? In Ephesians it says, wake up from the dead, O sleeper, and Christ will give thee light. It's knowledge, it's truth. It's supposed to be what knowledge and truth is. But this is created by the false son in the Trinity, that is Father, Son, Spirit. Okay? False son, false spirit, because in the occult and everything, the moon is feminine. False son, false father, false spirit. Okay? That's what this is, the unholy trinity, okay? The moon gets its information from the sun. This is where that signal, low frequency signal, is amplified and sent to the earth. The moon is a amplification device, as well as a holographic projector that projects reality onto the earth, as we, the collective consciousness, are influenced and want things. I know this is deep, and I'm going to have to break stuff down, but I want to give you an outline of probably what I'm going to be going over. So anyway, that's why they influence us to think a certain way. We have the creative ability because we're the light of the Father, not a false light, but the light of the actual Father, and they know this and have manipulated that so that we create their reality. All right, so a soul wants to enter this reality. Where does it have to come through? It has to come through the moon. There's a device that captures every soul that's in the moon. It comes through that moon. Its memory's wiped. It enters the matrix, plays its life out in the hopes of Lucifer, which is where he collects the consciousness once you die. Once you die, your soul goes back through the moon, the tunnel of light, okay? Ride the lightning, okay? That's what AC/DC said, or Metallica, ride the lightning. Why they say ride the lightning? Because that's how souls enter and exit this world. And behold, I saw Satan fall like lightning. His soul, his spirit that he fragmented out of himself was then cast down to the earth. That's how you ride and get to and from this earth. It's the only way out. You're not going to get out by a spaceship. You're not getting out of the matrix by trying to venture into some far distant universe. It's not going to happen. You got to ride the lightning, okay? So your soul comes here after you die, and Lucifer's built this false construct that keeps you having all kinds of attachments and building bad karma, bad karma, bad karma. Now you got to come here and answer for it. He couldn't get that before, right? Because no sin. So the system wasn't working. It had bleeps. So this is probably, you know, third, fourth, fifth Earth age. You know, he's perfecting this system. This is the different ages. He's destroyed it, rebuilt it, destroyed it, rebuilt it, destroyed it, rebuilt it, because it wasn't working right. And it never will. It's going to be destroyed for the last time here soon. So it keeps us building bad karma. He couldn't do it before the law, so then he gave us the law. And that gave a sure shot way for us to fail and have to come back into this system so that he could use us for our energy. Okay? Because that's what we are. We are energy, and he's got to use it because he's disconnected himself from source. Okay? So he's no longer getting energy. And this whole thing is designed. Whole thing is designed to keep us in here, and that's the importance of the triangle. So your soul leaves Earth, goes back to the moon. Lucifer reviews your consciousness, everything. Reviews. This is your life review when you come to the end of the tunnel, guys. This is why you don't go into the light. Tibetan Book of the Dead said don't go into the light. And that's where he gathers his information to be able to build the matrix. The matrix has to have uploads from the sun, okay, guys, which is energy pulses, and it puts off heat. The reason it has to puts off so much heat is because if you know anything about creating radio frequencies and everything like that, it takes a lot of power to push that stuff through there, especially a low frequency, and then you got to amplify all that stuff. So it's massive amounts of power, and that's all. It's also a portal, a Stargate. See, they tell us all in movies. And excuse me, guys. So, and like I was telling you, in the Book of Enoch, it says that the moon gathers energy from the sun for the first 14 days of the month, and then produces its own light the rest of the month. What it's doing is, based on all the information of the collective that it's gotten, it's going here, it's writing the program for the next part of the month based on the collective consciousness. So it's all the big cycle. It's all the big cycle. Souls come in, blam, 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 come out, don't know the truth, can't be set free. He reads the consciousness. He sends the collective up to here, which is probably his archangels, architects, and they write a program. It shoots back here. He's not going to trust anybody because he's so full of pride and ego to allow you know, the ability to let souls in or out or whatever. He wants to do that himself because, you know, he's full of pride and ego. And then he sends that soul right back in here. And your birth month has to do with, you know, your constellation. You know, this is all this stuff, and I'll get into 12 tribes and all that stuff, the constellations, 12 months of the year, all that good stuff later. again, I hope this makes sense. It's a lot of information, guys. I understand that, and I'll break it down. But based on energy and everything, like I said, in pyramids, this is the best way I can explain to you why the pyramids are so important, why the Illuminati use them, because it literally represents the system. The sun and the moon and the earth are not at all what we've been told they are. This is a the earth is more of like a tetrahedron, if I'm saying that, tetrahedron or something. It's like a coil like this. It's hollow in the center, energy comes out. I mean, it's not flat, guys, for you flat earthers, but it's not round either, okay? And the moon is that's getting ready to break down, and that's what's happening in the world, guys, right now. Is the 144,000 are waking up, and they're the original fragmented pieces of the Father, okay? The elect. They're the original fragmented. They're waking up, okay? Once they wake up, they change all of humanity, and they're the cause of this system being destroyed. Okay, so those people waking up to the truth and knowledge set all of humanity free. So when Christ said that he is the savior of the world, he was true. Once those 144,000, which is all it took, and is why love is so much more powerful, guys, than anything Satan can construct on this earth. You know, that disrupts everything. This whole signals everything. That's why you're seeing massive energies with the Schumann resonance, which is all controlled right there, Schumann resonance. And then you have the galactic pulse, which is of the Father. All that is being messed up, which is why you're seeing the breakdown of the matrix, guys. Here soon you're going to see the moon in a totally different way than humanity's ever seen it before, as well as the sun. When it talks on in the end about the 3 days of dark, and the sun didn't shine its light and the moon didn't give off its light, humanity's not going to know what to do right there on earth, because it's not going to be receiving any input from the matrix, okay? And you'll see real bad glitches right during that time period. But that's a little further into this 7 years. Again, 7 years, all sevens, guys. And number's significant in this matrix, but it's also significant to the Father, because you got to remember, we're in duality. We're in this bottom part of the prism. There are other 12 chakras total, other higher than crown, okay? But I don't know about those at this moment. I haven't been revealed anything on those to the Father, but I think, we need to worry about this right now. Don't worry about outside of that. We'll take care of that once we receive our crown, guys. Okay? So this is how the Jews worship the system. The Jews that call themselves Jews falsely. I'm just quoting scripture. If YouTube's monitoring this because of that, I said that and brought up the Jews, I am not thinking. I think no ill thoughts towards the Jews. Okay, let me just put that there. This is just strictly educational purposes and just for study. Okay, so and then the Trinity, which really exists in one. Okay, they're one, but he fragmented them out. Okay, guys, because remember, he tried to remove Eve from Adam. He tried to remove that spirit from Adam, but couldn't. So he built a woman and put an artificial spirit in there to capture souls. That's why they want you to reproduce. It's not that sex is bad, guys, okay? He's corrupted everything, okay, in the system. So, but that's how it gets you in. Look up night in Genesis when the day and night were split. Look up day and read down there in the Strong's definitions and see, tucked away in the middle, you'll see age. And then look, and it says ladder, spiral, steps. See, you got to go through the night to get to the day, okay? And that's Jacob's ladder. He saw going up and going down. He saw the lightning, ride the lightning, going up and going down. Souls, angels, going up and going down, guys. Look, any questions you got on this, hit me up, guys. I know this was a lot. I hope I explained it good. It's hard, really hard, guys, to take some of this stuff and translate it. Like, I got the download and I'm like, wah! And this made sense to me, okay? But it's really hard to try to translate it, and I was super stoked. I went out and bought dry erase markers. I was like, I'm doing the video, but the Father didn't want me to do it yet. So and I'm glad, because Derek in his video tonight touched on some things that I'm bringing up on this, and that I caught up on. Anyway, if you see in this anything you want me to break down, leave it in the comments section, guys. Okay, I really hope this makes sense to you, but that is this system, and we're gonna see this break down. Okay, that's why like tonight when Derek was talking about things in the clouds and everything, I've been seeing that too, guys, because you're seeing that system break down. These 4 lower chakras are going to be done away with, guys. Why? Because every soul that needed to free humanity from this system, and every soul that was trapped in this system, will have achieved their crown and destroy this whole system. Okay? It's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's glorious. It's wonderful, guys. That's why it's the great and terrible day of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be great for some of us, and it's going to be terrible for others. So, anyway, if I can explain that better and you want me to explain it better, please let me know. Don't be afraid to hesitate. Please be nice in the comment section, guys, okay? I had to let one person know, and I've had to delete a couple comments. Just please, I don't care if you disagree. You don't have to see things. I'm not telling you that this needs to be your truth. I'm just showing what I have been shown. Okay, that's it. And it's truth to me. It makes sense to me. I get this. I understand this now. And to me, that helps us walk in elevation, not to be boastful or full of pride and ego, but it helps us elevate ourselves above these situations and circumstances that happen in life, guys, so that we can be overcomers. All right? That's what we're supposed to be, is overcomers. Right? All right? So let's do that, and let's, understand some of this stuff. And I'm not saying you have to believe it, but to me, this makes sense. This, the 7 candlesticks and the 7 chakras and 7 days and the 7 earth ages and the 7 churches. The churches represent each earth age. Okay, and if you go back, and I'm sure look through history, which I haven't done, and I'm probably not exposed, or none of us are exposed to the documents that would allow us to do so. I just have a knowing within myself about this, and I bet if you go back to the different ages, because I'm sure that the Vatican has records of them, because Christ told us that they keep this stuff locked away behind doors, and they don't even go behind these doors to understand the truth themselves. Why? Because they worship the God of this world. He's promised them riches, power, money, which is why all these rich people, you're seeing all this stuff, okay? I'm not going to mention any names, but a certain person was just, brought sex trafficking charges back up on them again. And I've been saying this stuff, guys. You're witnessing these people fall, man. And it is gonna devastate people because they built their whole freaking lives, man, on political and religious dogma. Okay? The religious systems of this world are coming down, guys. It's not about religion. Religion equals division. Religion was created to divide the truth, divide the people. Lucifer does not want us. Satan does not want us united. But his throne, that moon, is getting ready to be exposed, guys. That's why NASA was told by the beings on the moon, the reptilians, the Draco race, not to come back up there. You don't come back up here. This is ours. But that's what that moon is for, guys. It's an amplifying device. It also projects reality. And it's quite literally controlled by our consciousness. And this is how the enemy, the accuser, will be able to point the finger at us and say, they did it. They knew the truth. Okay? And I'm going to use this analogy, guys, because I think it's so great. And then I'm going to get off here, because this is a lot of info in 38 minutes so far. Some of y'all, if you need to go back and rewatch it rewatch it. And if I need to explain a few things better and you want me to, then put it into the video comments and I'll make a video on it, okay? And I'll go into it a little deeper and try to just touch on that area. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, so when they went up there, they were told by the Dracos, by the reptilians, by Satan, by Lucifer, by these people, the Anunnaki, whatever. They were told by them, don't come back up here. This is why they haven't. This is why they won't. And let me tell you another thing, guys. Again, this is my personal viewpoint, but astronauts are not astronauts. They're not going through space. They're going through water. Just like Enoch said, there's water above this earth. And there's you know, some people want to say a crystalline dome structure or whatever. I don't, but they're able to go through that, and to a certain degree. But it's water. It's water that's above us. This is why Christ said, you must be reborn of what? Water and the Spirit. Because if you ride that lightning back up to the moon, and if you notice and take pictures, some lightning goes from the ground up and some of it shoots from the sky down. It's all just transfer of souls, guys, and that's how they use it, by riding the lightning. So if you ride that lightning, you're going to come back here if you ride it back down. But if you choose to go out into the water, that's where you'll be set free, guys. Something for you to chew on right there. Look, I love you guys. I appreciate your support so much, guys. You have helped me grow this channel to now 650 some, I think I looked at it. And I remember just a few weeks ago, guys, I was at 96. I love you and I thank you. Not for that, but because you, through the many, are helping the one get a message out. And I'm not the one, because you got to understand, guys, that these 144,000 make up the one. Who was Neo in the Matrix? Neo stood in the office, in the seat as a representative of all the people that were down in Zion, right? Everybody that was in the underworld, in Sheol, in the land of the dead. Neo was the one, the Christ, that represented the all. Okay, and Neo was them, because he shared their heart, and they were him. So when he stood there, they all stood there. And when that machine looked at Neo, he knew that not only did he have to deal with Neo, but he had the backing of all the fragments now together as one unit. Woo! Come on, guys. So we become the one, the many. I'm not any more important than anyone else, guys. Okay, I'm too stupid to put this stuff to everything I just showed you. I couldn't make that crap up, guys. I couldn't. I mean, I'm still blown away by it. I couldn't make that stuff up. I couldn't pull that out my booty hole and show you that. I'm a high school dropout. Has been a drug addict and alcoholic all his life until almost 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I wasn't ever fit for this world, and I knew I've been different, but I didn't understand to what extent and everything. And I was, you know, these people, and I'm not going to say I am one, I'm just going to say the 144,000, they were people that have been hidden away in the world, guys. Do you understand? They're going to do world. They had to learn like everybody else. That's why they're not any more special. They just have a mission. They've been chosen for a special mission. But they had to learn obedience through suffering as well, like everybody, because that's part of obtaining that seat, that office of Christ, is you will partake in the sufferings of Christ. And I believe all the 144,000 will be put to death. That's just my personal viewpoint because of what I've been shown. And if we were promised by Christ that we would partake in his sufferings, then we're going to partake in every single suffering that Christ partook in. Now, could it be that the spirit is taken out of the body before they kill the flesh? Very, very possible. So that we would not taste death. Okay? Very, very possible. Very plausible in my opinion. The flesh should be killed. It's got to die. I don't want to take this raggedy old thing with me anyway. I done tatted it all up, and